All right, Pete. One time, okay, I was going to this school called Holzman. Back in the days, it was elementary school. I was in the 6th grade. When you left Holzman, you went up the street to a school called Gillen. That was 7th and 8th grade, junior high. And then when you left there, you went to high school, wherever high school you went to, right? Right. At the school Gillen, there was a dude there. It was a black dude there. His name was Mike Smith. He was reputable. He was fierce. He was a fighter. And if anybody went to Gillen Junior High back in the days what I'm talking about, they know who the nigga was. Mike Smith was part of a crew called C-Mob. They was Crips. Me personally always thought the nigga Mike Smith always ran it, but he did. He didn't run it. There was a dude named Charles. Crazy. Dude named Charles back in the day, ran C-Mob. He was the quietest dude you ever wanna not meet. Like, this dude was quiet, always kept a cold ass edged up haircut, and he was dating the baddest chick in our junior high. I think her name was Jessica. Yeah, bad Mexican chick. Her name was Jessica. But yeah, Charles, he used to date her, but he actually was the leader of C-Mob. But the nigga Mike Smith always thought he was because he was real rowdy. He was real active. He was dangerous, and he had brothers. Like 4 or 5 brothers. I ain't gonna say their name or nothing, but we got like 4 or 5 brothers and shit, and them niggas was dangerous, bro. Like they was C-Mob, they was Crips. So like, you know, they come around to recruit cats. Man, I'm in the bathroom one day when I finally got to junior high. I'm in the bathroom one day. And me and the homeboys in there, you know, fucking around in the bathroom, what we do, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Talking about what we gonna do and all that. Man, C-Mob walks in the bathroom. Mike Smith and like 4 other guys that was with him. They walk in the bathroom. They look at me first. Then they look away. Then they look at my homeboy. I ain't gonna say my homeboy's name because that's my nigga to this day. And I ain't trying to embarrass somebody, but they look at my homeboy. Now, the reason why they looked at me and just bypassed me to do nothing to me, you'll find that out in a couple minutes. But they looked at my homeboy and looked at him, and I was like, damn, you on your own. That's my dude. But he was on his own on this one, and you'll find that out in a few minutes as well. So they basically looked at me like, go and get up on out of here because we finna handle that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I leave the bathroom, and then they basically did what they did to my homeboy. The next day I got to school, my homeboy was C-Mob. Now the thing with C-Mob was the same thing with all other gangs back in the days, nigga. Whether you wanted to represent them or not, if they jumped you in, then you had to represent them. And it was sad, you know what I mean? Because my homeboy came back to school the next day and he was cripped out. He was C-Mobbed out, but you can tell he didn't like it. He didn't like that. Anyways, now back to what I was saying now. I was in the 6th grade. I was going to Holzman, so I wasn't at Gillen yet. Now remember, I just told y'all about the guy Mike Smith, how he was reputable, he was dangerous, he was from a clique, he was Crips, so keep that guy in mind. Okay, so I'm at Holzman at my school. That was my shit, man. I used to run with now I'm finna say these niggas' names because these niggas' names is on Facebook and this is what they go by, so ain't like I'm saying nothing crazy. Nigga, I used to roll with Damian Washington, Ivan Hudson, Jamel Cotton, Ronnie Sandoval, light-skinned dude named Bruce. Could dance, nigga always do that. Every little step I take, he used to always get that little yeah. Bruce used to, that half-breed nigga could jam. So my nigga Bruce, and Armando West, he used to wear all the Mexican dude named Armando West used to wear all the cold ass Nikes, all the sneakers. His dad had money. And he played baseball and shit. And he was the reason I even played baseball when I was like 11 years old. I played for the Rio Salado Lions. You know what I'm talking about? I was high, but I was a pitcher. I was the first black pitcher. I was out there high doing my thing. So Armando West actually helped me. You know what I mean? He actually inspired me to play baseball and stuff. But anyway, I rolled with them guys. Now, I got into it one day. I don't remember why I got into it with this one dude. Now, I'm not going to say his name, because I still fuck with him to this day, and we solid. But I still gotta tell the story. I don't know what, okay, we'll say Johnny, for the sake of, we'll call his name Johnny. That wasn't his real name, but we'll say Johnny. Man, I got into it with Johnny one day, and I don't know what it was about. Now understand, John. I'm 6'4" now, so I've always been growing up. I've always been kind of tall for my age, whatever. Johnny was short, and y'all know what I'm talking about. That Napoleon syndrome shit. Johnny was short as hell, but he was the loudest guy. He was the loudest mouth in the school. Nobody even had to even be like, nobody don't even be bothering this dude. He just walk around loud for no reason. Anyway, we got into it one day about something. I don't remember what it was, and if I ever do remember, I will update y'all and let y'all know. But we got into it about something. Whatever we got into it about, he wasn't cool with it because he knew me. I wasn't finna back down, whatever. I was, niggas grew up fighting. Like, I had my first fight at 6. Niggas grew up fighting, so he knew I wasn't finna back down. So he couldn't, so now remember the dude Johnny? Now, okay, let me tell you this real quick. Okay, so now the dude Johnny has a real close homeboy. He has a real close homeboy. It's a big homie. How it's his big homie, I don't know, but it's his big homie. Some dude that he always calls when people at our school get on his nerves or it's too much for him to handle or he think he gonna get jumped. Yeah, he always calls this one dude, his big homie, up the street, you know what I mean, to come fight his battles. So me and Johnny got into it there about something. So we going back and forth with our words, bam, 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 whatever, blah, blah, blah. Make a long story short, he busts out with the, yeah, okay, okay, we gonna see at the school, yeah. My big homie gonna be up here, and you talk that shit then, talk all that shit then when you get. So he's just going on and on and on. Now, I'm not new to the school. I've been going to the school for a minute. That's my school. I'm like one of the most popular guys at this school. I play ball and yeah, all the niggas knew me. All the girls would stand around and watch niggas as we play ball. And so yeah, I was popular. People knew me. And I knew that he was popular too. But I ain't never got in no beef with him. Nor have I ever seen him get in beef with nobody else. So I'm not knowing. Only thing I know, he's talking about this big homie, this dude that he gonna get to mess me up at 3 o'clock when school was out. Blah, blah, blah. So he's talking, bam, bam. So finally school gets out. You sitting in class and you about to have a fight after school. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And you look at that clock, the motherfucker say, 3 o'clock, and you, yeah. Nigga, listen to me. I don't know why it was, but for some reason I wasn't scared, but I was cautious. Like anybody gonna be cautious. Like I had beef with somebody I didn't even know. I knew who Johnny was, but this dude's name he was screaming, I didn't know who this dude was. I didn't know who his big homie was. Remember, I may be a little bit tall at this time, but I'm still a kid. We still children. We're in the 6th grade. I was 11? 10, 11 years old. So anyway, after school comes, the bell ring, boom, we get up and go outside. And when there's a fight going to jump off, everybody meet up at a certain place. At this time, it was a tree that was like not on the playground, but it was like kind of by the basketball course. But it was a tree that everybody would gather around because when shit finna pop. So the bell ring, I come outside. I go straight to the tree, look for the homeboy to see what's popping. I go to the tree, bam. I walk up there shaking my hand like, what's up, man? Like, what's going on? You seen dude or like anybody approach you? I'm like, no, it was. So I start asking them like, well, do y'all know who he talking about? Big Hum, blah, blah. And they was like, nah. Cause remember, we little niggas. We at Holzman. We not at Gilly yet. We little niggas. So they was like, nah. So eventually we got to talking about something. I think we started looking at some girls or something. And we young boys. We started looking at some girls. Probably started talking to girls and shit, whatever. So everything died down. So now it's time to actually walk out the building, the school, to actually go home. Either to the bus or your mom and daddy outside to pick you up. So we finally walk outside. We walk outside, we already outside, but we walk to the front of the school where everybody was at to go home. I'm not thinking nothing. I've been up here for like 10 minutes, ain't nobody approached me. So I'm thinking like, oh, some old fuddy duddy shit. Because people would say that sometimes, back in the days, they would say that, they get somebody, but then after school come, it would never happen. You know what I mean? You would never even hear nothing about it. It'd be a lot of talk, a lot of bluff. But not this day. This day was on point. The dude Johnny wasn't bluffing. And the dude Johnny really had a big homie. And his big homie really did come to the school. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, now remember, I'm 11 years old. I'm kind of tall, but listen to me. Look, I'm 6'4". I'm skinny now. So even back as a teen, and listen, I grew up with asthma, so I was always sick, in and out the hospital, always losing weight. So I was a bony little kid. Now I was 11, 10. I was a bony little kid. So I go out to out to where everybody about to leave, where the buses and stuff is at. So next thing I know, I hear Johnny's loud ass mouth. Yeah, Charles. Yeah, what's up now? Da-da-da. Talking all that shit. But while he's talking stuff, he's actually walking over towards me, where I'm with all of my homeboys. He's walking towards me with his big homie. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I wasn't finna run. We know that. I wasn't finna run. So, yeah, I'm tripping. So I was like, all right, man, fuck it. So I see, he had this big homie. So I'm like, fuck it. So I tried to hand my books on my homeboys. Homeboy was like, nigga, put it on the ground, because he put his on the ground too, because he didn't know if he was gonna have to. So he was like, nigga, you handing your books to me for, nigga, I'm finna fight too. So I was like, no, we good. It's one-on-one, nigga. So I put my notebooks down, put my pants up, getting ready to see who I'm supposed to be fucking up. Listen, y'all. Johnny came out talking trash. He walked out, and he actually did come with his big homie. But what he didn't anticipate was who his big homie know and who his big homie don't know. So he's walking over to me. They finally get closer. I see his big homie. As soon as I see his big homie see me at the same time. We look at each other. Next thing you know, his big homie just started laughing. And I start smiling, doing the same thing. Now the dude Johnny is like now all that pressure and air is out of his chest now. Now he's looking confused, like, okay, what the hell is going on? Remember I told y'all earlier that at the Gilman High School, the Mike Smith guy, the C-Mob Crip dude? Yeah, that was Johnny's big homie, whom he had to come to the school that day to beat me up, his big homie Mike Smith. But remember I told y'all earlier, you'll find out why they looked at me and just bypassed me and let me walk out. You'll find that out in seconds later. Now you're about to find out. So Johnny's confused on why we both laughing at each other. As soon as we look, I kind of jog up to him. He jog up to me. Everybody tripping like, what the hell? Oh, and remember, it's a school fight. It's a fight at the school. All the children out there. Mike Smith sees me, nigga. He walks over to me, shakes my hand, hugs me. Hey, where your brother at? Yeah, Mike Smith was my big brother Vic's best friend. Not just friend. Best friend. Mike Smith used to always be at my house. My mama used to feed him. Not like they wasn't poor or nothing like that. I ain't saying all that. But, you go to your friend's house, nigga, your mama ain't finna give you something to drink and not. But yeah, he used to always come to my house. And me and Mike Smith actually got closer after that, because Mike Smith used to fuck with my homeboy Ronnie Sandoval's sister. But I didn't know that until that very day. And I seen Ronnie Sandoval and Mike Smith walk each other, and they was hugging. I'm looking like, what the heck? So these, like, yeah, nigga, yeah. So he actually dated Ronnie Sandoval's sister. That's how Ronnie Sandoval and Mike Smith was so cool and reputable. Not to mention Ronnie Sandoval was a Mexican, but that nigga was loyal, and that fool got down. When I say reputable essay, that motherfucker was a reputable essay. Yeah, Ronnie Sandoval. I'll never forget that cat. But when nobody's crazy is Jamel Cotton. That motherfucker was, man, did nobody fuck with Jamel Cotton, and I noticed in Ivan Hudson. Those were the two cats I know at Holtzman that nobody ever fucked with. It was Jamel Cotton and Ivan Hudson. Now that day Mike Smith came to beat me up, yeah, when everybody saw who I was to Mike Smith, and they already knew who Ronnie was, they saw what, yeah, I had it like that day after. But I ain't never been no tough guy. I never tried to act tough after that. I never tried to walk around like, oh my, I was still Charles, because remember, he's my big brother's homeboy, not mine. But yeah, man, I just want to say, like, you got to be careful who you, if you ever get in some beef, you supposed to handle your shit by yourself regardless. You don't be talking about, you ain't supposed to be getting somebody else on somebody else when it's one-on-one. I don't give a fuck how big a nigga is. You get your ass kicked. But all that, I'll get my bit, cut all that out. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share that story. I just want to say, be careful who you get at, because you never know who somebody else knows. Why you saying what you saying, talking all. You just don't know. Some people, like I was back then, I wasn't a loudmouth. I didn't have to walk around and say, "Oh, my brother best friend Mike." Well, that's silly. It's not gonna help me in a fight. I can't run and go get Mike Smith. If I'm in a fight right here, right now, I'm finna fight a nigga. Okay, so I've always got to handle my own. Right? So all that getting somebody, and growing up, I have a big brother. I'm the youngest. I've never gotten my big brother to on somebody. Now my big brother's protective over me. So if he knows somebody fucking with me or hear it through the grapevine, he was, yeah, and not to mention my brother Vic, he was popular as hell at Gillen. But yeah, him and Mike Smith were like that. So yeah, Johnny learned that day, you gotta be careful. And I don't think me and Johnny ever got cool. I don't think me and Johnny was cool after that day just because he saw that I was cool with Mike Smith. I don't think we was cool like that, but to this day we cool. Like, we solid. Matter of fact, he probably forgot all of this, to be honest with you. But either way, man, so yeah, man, y'all, I just wanted to share that story with y'all. Y'all be careful, y'all out there talking crazy. You got a beef with somebody, handle your own beef, handle your own score. Try to be peaceful about it. Talk it out if you can, because violence sucks. You could be fighting somebody. Like two white boys got into a fight on Middle Avenue back in the days. They got into a fight. One dude knocked the white boy out. He got up. The nigga died 12 hours later because of a head. So you never know. You could accidentally kill somebody when it comes to a fight. So, try to talk your way through it. Try to scream peace first. If that don't work and you have to defend yourself, then defend yourself. But definitely don't be trying to get somebody on somebody because you never know who somebody know. So that's my story, y'all. I'm gone. One hand CBTV.